Would you buy a 24 lakh worth uh, car, luxury car, for 60 lakhs in India? So Vishal Gondal, right? So this guy Vishal Gondal, uh, let me see what he is up to. All right, so Vishal Gondal has been waiting for his Tesla electric car for almost 5 years. Uh, in 2016 April, who's Vishal Gondal? If you're asking, he's the founder and CEO of the wearables company Gochi. I don't know what Gochi means in Hindi. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but so. So he came across the tweet from the company owned by Elon Musk, and they said that they're going to come to India in 2016. And they were allowing bookings, and this dude he paid $1,000 to book his car. $1,000. That's around 75,000 rupees. Okay, 75,000 rupees was the cost of Nano, if I'm not wrong. No, let me check if Nano was. Oh no, Nano was 2 lakhs. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, Nano was an expensive car. All right, okay. Didn't realize Nano is an expensive vehicle. I thought for 75,000 rupees you'll get a Nano, but no, you actually don't get a Nano. Okay. So yeah, so he saw this post and he paid $1,000 in 2016. I'm assuming, and he says it's been the longest time that he's been um, waiting for his car to arrive, right? And that's been what, 5 years. And apparently his friends and family cracked this joke saying that if he would have spent that $1,000 on uh, 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 buying stocks for of Tesla, then he would have probably got a lot more in return by now in the last 5 years. uh, and then in early January he found out that the company was after all coming to India, and they had an Indian name, Tesla India Motors and Energy Private Limited, and registered in Karnataka with a local address. And there were three people who were part of the board of directors. That's Venkat Rangam, Sriram is one of them, and of course I don't know the names of the others. I don't think I need to know. So Gondal and some 100 more people uh, have booked their Teslas online, and they hope to get their cars by mid 2021. And let's be the Model 3 that would be in India. Uh, and the car, which costs around little under 40 lakhs, which is in the US for base model. Um US for the or around 29 lakhs is now estimated to retail for about 50 to 65 here. So the base model of an old model, the base model of the old car, Model 3 is one of the older variants of older models of Tesla, and the base variant of this old model car, which costs about 29-30 lakhs in the US, would now cost about in the region of around 70 lakhs in India. Now the question really is that, is it even worth buying Tesla in India when they do end up coming eventually, right? Because they've been doing some hiring in India in their Bangalore office. An ex-colleague of mine, let me see if I can find her profile. An ex-colleague of mine Yeah, there you go. Next colleague of mine was recently hired as the HR leader in India at Tesla. If you see that spending, so I had sent her a friend request, I think about a month or so ago, and there's been no reply, unfortunately, because obviously there's a difference between Tesla, something very big, compared to a Hyundai i20 that I drive. So obviously there's a difference. So I guess that's the reason why she decided not to accept my connect request on LinkedIn. But that's besides the point. Uh, well, so there is obviously, just like you have the Apple fanboys or Apple eye sheep, as they say. So I guess Tesla also have their own, set of fanboys, and those fanboys will have their, fanboy moment. Um, uh, okay, and so somebody says, I own 3 motorcycles and 4 cars, but I'm still traveling everywhere by Uber and auto rickshaw. All right. Okay. And I think Tesla is a bit of an indulgence that is justifiable. It's beautiful and sexy, and it also saves the planet. Right. So, okay, I mean, the only thing I can tell this gentleman, who is he, by the way? Murthy. Okay, I don't know what's his full name. What's his name? Mahesh Murthy. Right. He's an entrepreneur, Mahesh Murthy. So, Mahesh Murthy says that it saves the planet, and he would want to do his bit to save the planet. I'm assuming that uh, he's doing the other smaller things to uh, save the planet as well. Yeah, there are so many small things you can do to save the planet, the energy, and all of that. So for the rest of us who cannot buy a Tesla, we'll continue doing a little bit of what we can do to save the planet. Now, let's continue with our you know question, that is, it worth buying Tesla? You see, the biggest challenge in buying a Tesla, see, besides the fact that of course you need to have the charging stations and all of those jazz. See, there's the bigger challenge, as per what I understand of Tesla, is the cost. Surely it has to be the cost, right? So also, I am talking about people who, I mean, I can't really say touch and go sort of people, but yeah, if you can spend 70 lakhs on a vehicle, then I guess it's not touch and go. You probably have another, you know, 7 crores in your bank account. That's why you want to throw away 70 lakhs on an old model of uh, uh, and the lowest possible or the base variant. So I guess it's not touch and go, but still, I mean, it does matter, right? That a car that is worth 20 25, maybe at the most 30 lakhs in the country of its origin, costs around 50 to 60 lakhs, which is about double the amount of money. Obviously, it's not Tesla's fault. It's obviously the government and all the taxes and all of those. But at the end of the day, it's not Tesla or the government that's paying that money. It's really people who can afford it are going to buy. So I mean, you see, there'll be a whole lot of people who will be in the bracket or in the category to be able to afford a 30 lakh car. Probably would even stretch a bit because it's Tesla and there's a whole lot of hype around it. But the number seriously diminishes as you go closer to 50, 60 lakhs. So I think that's one of the major challenges that a company like Tesla would face in India to start off with. Is clearly it's an expensive vehicle, and also it's, at least to start off with it is going to be twice the cost of what it actually costs in the originating country, which is in the United States. So I guess that's one area of concern. The second thing that I feel it would matter is because I see Tesla to be a very high tech vehicle, if I'm not wrong, right? So let's try and look for it. let's remove this nano, cost of nano, and let's say Tesla software, right? Right. So the Tesla software, so the vehicle runs on certain software, right? And I'm assuming, I'm thinking, I don't know, that uh, you have to have a certain amount of tech savviness to be able to uh, navigate through the software and the quirks that come with it. All right, so they have self-driving. Uh, so yeah, so it says that Tesla is not very safe. Yeah. Because it seems obviously that it is, you know, the self-driving seems to be not very safe. Anyway, that's not important because it's anyways not going to come to India anytime soon, the self-driving bit. But definitely the Tesla software, somebody asked here what software updates Tesla, right? So just the way that you would be updating your phone softwares, you would have to update the Tesla software as well, which is, yeah, you have to download it, install. Not everyone is as tech savvy as to be able to use that software. I don't think it can I don't think it is going to be a very very um, uh, complicated thing, but it does have the softwares. And I was watching MKBHD's new video which just came out I think a couple of days back, and he's bought this new Tesla S Plaid. Okay, and all the Tesla fanboys, don't get excited, it's not coming to India anytime soon. So now I was watching it, and he was using the software, and he did have certain some concerns around the software. The new horizontal panel in front with the touch seemed to be a bit of a concern, especially when you're driving. A touch screen could tend to give you a bit of trouble because you're not always looking at that screen while making those whatever changes you want to make. So he mentioned that there are certain issues with the touch, and of course that can be solved with a software update. So yeah, we do understand that can be solved with a software update. And of course he was also showing the interiors. The dashboard seemed very very minimalistic, very sci-fi, if I may say. I am not sure how many of us would love that kind of a dashboard. So that's another bit. Yeah, it looks very modern but very sci-fi. There's nothing, literally nothing. And then he also showed the upholstery. I think it's really nice, the upholstery, and but it was completely white. I mean, like, it's white. It works in the US for sure, but in India you have completely like milky white upholstery. I don't know how that is going to work out. I mean, how long is that white going to stay white in Indian conditions is surely another thing to ponder about. Let's see what else do we want to look at. Let's look at the charging bit. I think that's the third bit, right? Tesla. Let's look at Tesla charging station in India. Right. So so we do have some charging stations. I see something very close to my house. So let's say 24 hours. Let's look at directions, right? From my place to the charging station, 17 minutes. Not too bad, right? Not too bad if I bought a Tesla. Isn't it that I do have charging stations? So yeah, so there seems like there are certain charging stations. Is Tesla charging available? Is reported that Tesla will be launching the Model 3 or Model Y in the Indian market. This is where Tata Power is expected to come in and help with setting up Tesla's supercharger network in India. Right. So Tata is, it seems like, will provide, for the charging infrastructure requirements that will be required. I think Tata is also coming up with their own EV car, or if they haven't already. Yeah. So I think these were probably the three reasons that I can think on top of my mind, that could cause a concern for a company like Tesla in India. But I also hear that Tesla is in the process of coming up with their own plants in India, and when they eventually are able to do something like this, then I think it'll become even better. It'll be easier and cheaper and all of those. Yeah. So is it worth buying a Tesla in 2021? Well, I think the answer can't be a simple yes or a no, and I'll tell you why. Because of the price point of this vehicle, you'll always find people who are looking at the luxury of life, who want to spend about 60-70 lakhs on a vehicle. They're probably already driving Mercedes, the highest possible Merc that is there, or maybe even the BMWs, the Mercs and the BMWs, and maybe the Rolls Royce or the Jaguars of the world. So they wouldn't mind adding on to their list of cars that they own, and have a Tesla. There was a time when Apple would kind of release their iPhones a lot later in India compared to the rest of the world, or at least compared to the western part of the world. And of course I wasn't an iPhone user at that time, but I would see people actually flock to these these stores and buy these older models of iPhone. Apple would release these older models of iPhone into India, and at a horrendously high price, and people would buy it because it would be more of a luxury thing, because at that time people were probably playing with the expensive Sonys and the HTCs of the world, and then you get an Apple phone which comes in almost at a similar price, maybe slightly higher, but really sad specs, and a couple of years old maybe, but people will still end up buying. So what my understanding is, of course, the people who could afford buying an Apple phone at that time would buy it, even if it was an old model. So my understanding is that it would be a similar case with Tesla. I don't think everybody would run to buy a Tesla. When I say everybody, it doesn't mean somebody like me. It means everybody who can afford to buy a Tesla would probably not run to it, but there'll be a good number of people, because we're already using the term Tesla fanboys, just the way that we say Apple fanboys or Samsung fanboys. So clearly there is a brand building that is happening in India. So I guess there will still be some people like our Mr. Mundul, I guess. I don't know, I just forgot his name. Whatever his name was, he reserved or booked the Model 3 in 2016. So I mean, people are willing to wait for 5 years. So I guess there will be people who will buy it, but will it be something that will be seen a lot on the roads? No, absolutely not. Will it stay in the league of the Mercs and the BMWs and the the Jaguars? Probably yes, at least for a few years to come, till the plants are well set up in India, and till the time Tesla chooses to bring that cost closer to what the US cost is. Then obviously we will see a lot more people getting into it, and we will probably start seeing a lot more of these charging stations, and then Tesla would probably become a more affordable, or more what would I say, value for money buy at that point of time. But at this point in time, at this juncture, maybe barring the few elite class of people who like the luxuries of life, I think the rest of the people would do better if they stay away.
So that was my thought about Tesla. I think having said that, I still believe it's a great car. It's right up there amongst all electric vehicles. Like there's absolutely no competition for Tesla at the moment. So clearly it's a fantastic they come up with fantastic vehicles, but there's a difference between coming up with a great product and then being able to sell that product in a completely new country, which looks at more value for money rather than the luxuries. So I for one would like to wish Tesla all the very best in India, and look forward to seeing many Indians drive around in a Tesla. So thank you so much for watching. That's all in this one. Till I come back in the next one. Peace.